Good morning, YouTube. Uh, I'm sitting up here in the upstairs of the house and I've got a little sanctuary set up. It's quite amazing. So Riza, my care helper, is downstairs with Heather, braiding her hair, putting on nice clothing and feeding her breakfast. And I get this respite period in the morning. And I've created a little spot to sort of sit and hide out. And I have my computer gear here. I've got a coffee maker in the back, and I'm isolated from the rest of the house. It's pretty amazing. So this is going to allow me to keep her here at home with me for a little longer. Well, I don't know how long, maybe forever. I don't know. Well, forever till the end. And I thought about this, and I wondered, am I making a mistake by keeping her home here with me? So I tried to analyze my reasons for this, and I've come up with what I think are reasonable justifications for it. First of all, I think the quality of care here in the home is going to be better than in a long-term care facility. And I say that for a few reasons. Number one, just for her own enjoyment, I guess, for her own mental state. She's in her own house. This is Heather's house. She's surrounded by comfortable art and familiar surroundings and nice lighting and so on. I don't know how much of that registers anymore. I'm not sure that it really matters, on any kind of a significant level, but it's got to have some impact in there somewhere. She has her dog with her, and she has me with her, and I'm not visiting somewhere. I'm in my own home as well, so I'm in a more relaxed state. And I tell you, I smile and I laugh and I stroke her hair and I kiss her cheeks and I tell her I love her, like throughout the day, many times a day. I hold her hands and I sing songs with her. I feed her food that I know she's going to enjoy. Spicy, interesting food versus I'm sure the food that you get in a long-term care facility is nutritious and it probably tastes okay, but come on, let's face it, it's cafeteria food. So she's not getting, curries and chocolate for dessert in the same way that I would feed her. I think it's more enjoyable. She gets one-on-one attention, sometimes two-on-one attention. I don't think that happens in a long-term care facility. I think in a facility, each worker has a number of clients to take care of. And in the morning, let's say they have 6 people to take care of. They have to get 6 people out of bed on schedule, changed, dressed, and in the dining hall by 9 a.m. They've got performance schedules, performance measures. Not here. Here it's one-on-one. Some days she may want to sleep in a little longer, sometimes get up early. It's some variety. And so it's a pretty rich and high quality care here. Let's look at the mobility thing too. Is it hard for her to move around? Yeah, it's getting worse. And I think this will be the deciding factor. If I can no longer safely take care of her and safely move her around, I think that would be the deciding factor. So it's a bit of a balancing act. Like I have to get her on a list, but I don't want this to happen too soon. So I don't know. I'm learning to deal with the mobility stuff. Not too concerned about it. With a helper and with devices, here in Nova Scotia, you can contact the Red Cross, and they will loan you a hospital bed or a lift or a wheelchair, all for free. So, there are solutions out there. Is she safe here? Yeah, she's super safe, no question about it. Is she missing medical care here? No, I don't think so. I think I'm alert enough that I can pick up on any medical needs, and I could get her to a clinic or do online medicine or get a prescription or something. I'm not concerned about medical care. But then this is this is what I wanted to share with you, is that I hate to admit it, almost hate to admit it, I think there's a selfishness aspect as well. And by selfishness, I mean she's my wife, she's my girl, and I want to have her around me. I don't want to be separate from her. So I like having her close by. I like to see her. I like to touch her, and maintain some sense of normalcy here. So there's a bit of a selfish aspect for sure, but I think it all works. I think it adds up, and I suspect that any long-term care home worker would agree with me that she gets better quality care at home. Not to throw shade, cast shade, or criticize care facilities or care workers. It's just logic, and it's a fact of life. So that's where we are with respect to that topic. I had a couple of notes here on my iPad about things people have asked about over the months. And one is, what is Heather's diagnosis? Well, her diagnosis in October 2021, she had a CT scan, and the clinic report came back and said she had atrophy of her left cerebral hemisphere including the frontotemporal area, but sparing the occipital area. So occipital is vision. So this is what we call Broca's area in the brain, and that's the section of the brain that controls language and speech. And this is where the atrophy was. And apparently it was significant enough that the doctor, I think the gerontologist, said at a later appointment, said that it had started quite a while before. That stuff doesn't happen overnight, because my concern was, I thought, did she have a stroke? Is that why it's been so incredibly rapid? And they said, oh no, it wasn't any kind of a sudden onset thing. This had been building for quite a while. And why there was this rapid onset in 2021, I don't know. But it wasn't related to any kind of brain injury. That would have shown up differently. So logopenic, it was described as logopenic, which is language-focused primary progressive aphasia. There are other types. There's semantic, which is some other language thing, sentence structure, I guess. And there is behavioral variant, BV, PPA. So this is logopenic, and it affects language, which is just super evident in the way her language started to break down and fall apart in 2022, I would say, mostly, is when I noticed it. She said things like, one fall day we went cycling and she's looking for her gloves. She said, where are my hand things? Hand things? This is not Heather to say the hand thing. She wanted her hand. She couldn't come up with the word glove or mitten. It just didn't come up. The other one was, for about a year, she was constantly using the word section. She called all kinds of things section. And it was as if she couldn't come up with a noun. She'd say, oh, that's a nice little section there, when referring to food, for example. Or if we were going to go for a walk, she'd say, well, we'll go to that little section there. Everything was section. Section this, section that. And so that was part of it. So just to circle back to the long-term care facility thing, I also have this thing in my mind, and maybe it's not rational or logical, but I keep thinking to take her to a care facility would be putting her in prison, effectively. She's locked in. I'm handing over the keys, I'm handing the control of her as a human to other people, to staff. I don't want to do that. I've taken care of things. I've been a protector and a taker care guy for 40 years, for 35, 38, 40 years, 40 years or more. And I've gotten good at it. I know her, and I want to continue doing that. That's my job. And makes me feel fulfilled, and gives me a sense of purpose. And I don't think it's pure selfishness. I think it's actually a benefit to her. So that's where we are. I also mentioned that presentation went over beautifully. And if I get a recording of that, I'm going to share it online. It depends on if Alzheimer's Nova Scotia will share it. I suspect they will. I think they're probably working on it, but I don't know for sure. Either way, if it comes up, I'll share it. And you know, for supports, other supports besides Riza, who's here 4 days a week, the circle of support is very, very small, but it's adequate. It's sufficient and it's adequate. And I've had offers from far and wide, from people, neighbors, friends, colleagues. People have made incredibly generous and sincere offers to say that they would happily help in any way I want, whether it's to drop off a meal or mow the grass or go for a coffee or sit with Heather. And I tell you, it is heartwarming to have that kind of support in the community. I know if I had an imminent need, I would just have to say the word and I'd have multiple offers. And for that, I feel lucky and rich. However, I'm only taking advantage of a small core group for various reasons. It's not to say that I don't appreciate all the other offers, but I've got sufficient help now, I think. You know, like a morning like this, where I'm sitting in this beautiful room upstairs in my house. My mind is relaxed. I'm getting stuff done. After this, I'm going to go out to the garage workshop and do some more cleaning and organizing and planning and layout of my van. And then I'm going out for lunch with my brother-in-law. And then I don't know what I'll do in the afternoon. Later on, I'll do something else till 2:30ish. So it gives me a chance to be on my own, to talk to you guys, my YouTube community, and I know a lot of people follow to stay caught up. So that's my video for today. Like I mentioned in a short yesterday or the day before, I feel like things have kind of plateaued with Heather. Nothing remarkable happening, and I chalk it up. I'm going to give myself some credit here. I chalk it up to how my systems and processes are all working. Everything is clicking. Everything is going. I have no surprises and no real needs for anything. Everything is laid out and it's working beautifully. So, you know, hallelujah. Let's ride this for a while, and I hope to have more videos of just Heather and I laughing and walking and singing together, and good times. I'm trying to stretch it out as long as I can. So that's the plan. And if I have nothing else to share, I'll share those funny little videos of the two of us laughing and singing together. And maybe that'll keep you engaged and brighten your day a little bit. I appreciate all the support and all the followers. And if you're not subscribed yet, please click the subscribe button, press the little thumbs up, and then hit the notification bell, the notification icon, so you get notified whenever I do an update. Why? I don't know. It seems like a good idea. Good idea. No, I get a little bit of revenue from YouTube. Not much. Enough to pay for, some ice creams and a lunch here and there. Okay. Goodbye, everybody. Thumbs up. YANA, you're not alone. And stay strong. We'll give you a fist bump. Bye.